Okay, hello everybody again on the YouTubes. Hello. Hope you guys are doing good in day 3/4. This is probably my last video for the current Guild War. So, yeah, I just wanna give a little bit of an update on what happened yesterday, I guess, with the setup or whatever. So, I did my 1 billion already. I didn't want to do that originally, but I decided, yeah, you know what, since I have a pretty damn good manual setup, decided, you know what, let's just do that. So I did that. Managed to hit that within like 4 hours-ish. So that's pretty good. 4 hours-ish, 1 billion, which is pretty, I guess it was pretty nice. But just wanted a little bit of an update because after playing this for 4 hours, this setup that I mentioned in the previous video yesterday. So after actually playing this for 4 hours straight, I just wanted to point out there are a few problems. There are a few problems. Okay? Problem number one is that there are quite likely to happen. Okay, just ignore this one. There are quite likely that Fidel will die. Okay? For some reason, because the boss has really stupid RNG. Okay? Yeah, the Nightmare 150 has a very dumb RNG, like in terms of like damage ranges and the amount of hits and what she's targeting or who she's targeting. So that one is a huge problem for some reason. Sometimes it happens. So what I tend to do, right? It usually happens in like turn 3. At the end of turn 3, she tends to die. Okay, so there are a lot of times that she tends to die in turn 3. So a lot of times whenever that happens, I always just use Zinitra. And whatever character you have here, it doesn't matter who, it seems to be always, no matter what, will clear. From what I've experienced, yes. But also, I think I need to mention that I've been also spamming a lot. Oh, I can't even show now. I've been spamming a lot of the 150 fight with, how do I say, with the buffs, the crew skills buff, right? With this thing. Yeah, I've spammed quite a bit of that, and I also noticed that that thing can kind of screw you up too in a way, because for some reason you can overshoot, and then say for example if you have the loser buff or whatever, you're just like yeah, you'll probably overshoot a lot. So a lot of times, I think in a video I posted yesterday, the dude's homework that I copied, he tends to do it. He tends to do Babu call every turn number 4, like to finish it up. But for some reason, I tend to I think I might as well just show again, because like for some reason, like some of the things that some of the times I experienced, I need to do it in turn 3 instead, because what essentially is the case is that the reason why I do that, right? One of the main reasons why I do that is the fact that in case I have no buffs, like now, like no skill buffs or whatever, the crew skills buff or whatever, and then I say for example I just roll my fucking damage numbers or some shit, which can be a bit problem, right? So if I don't kill it sometimes, because that happened as well, where I just don't kill the boss, so it's like remaining 1% or so, yeah, around there. So what I ended up doing is that I always Babu in turn 3 instead. So a lot of times this is like fine. So turn 3. So a lot of times like this tends to happen very often in this position. So a lot of times I just, because usually you would just Babu in turn 4 or something, but because since I overshot it with my nukes, because you know, like with 6 counters or like Fidel or whatever, your bowman counters or whatever, right? When it hits past 50 and the 50 trigger doesn't take an effect, it doesn't have all the veil and the annoying stuff, right? So technically you can still debuff, right? So what I tend to do is I just Babu here anyway. So the reason that being is that at least he's debuffed already, just so that I can make it a little bit more consistent. So at least that way I can just skip through this and yeah, I just call it this, and then no matter what, he'll still die regardless. So yeah, it's pretty fine. Yeah. So that's the thing that I felt like it needed to be said after like thoroughly using it for hours till end now. Right? So whether the Nightmare 200, I don't think I'm going to mention anything about it because I literally did zero. Yeah, technically zero because I only did the first clear. Nightmare 200, I did the first clear. I went back to 150 because I tried to see what kind of triggers this Nightmare 200 has, and it's ass, and I'm too lazy to deal with that. Because I'm clearing this within like especially with the another thing is that especially with the crew skills, right? With the crew skills, and say for example if you have the loser buff as well, I have so much raw damage. I can literally say so fuck it to Saria buff as well. So in a way that it allows me to clear within sub 50 seconds as well. I think the fastest I cleared in with the crew buffs was at least I think 48 seconds or so. I think that was the fastest I could go. So that's nice, but I wouldn't really say that is like the ideal time. I would still say ideal time is around 52 seconds or so, because that's only those particular moments, right? It happens, so I can't really say that it's a norm, right? Because you know, you can't just take the best one and then just show to everyone on Twitter and YouTube and say it's the full auto setup. Haha. Right? Oops. Okay, now everybody knows the gap now. I did not meant to press that, but okay, it's fine. So that's the thing that I actually originally wanted to update you guys. If you're curious, if you are also using the somewhat of a similar setup that I decided to copy off someone on YouTube as well. I don't remember his name, unfortunately. It's like some Japanese dude. He's a pretty cool dude, I'm sure, because he has a cool homework that I can copy. Yeah. So other than that, I think that's probably the other thing I actually forgot to mention is that I also changed 6 to multi-attack awakening. I also forgot to mention this yesterday, if I recall correctly. I changed this yesterday. Yeah. Because for some reason I noticed there were some inconsistencies that I was just watching and he didn't really multi-attack or something. So I wanted to like... It was kind of like an ongoing thing that we were talking with. I was just chatting with my crew and stuff. My boy Krub was just saying that you know what, he's just gonna go multi-attack on 6 and then hopefully just have more consistent triple attacks, because 6 is the only one that doesn't have guaranteed triple attack in like most of the burst setups you tend to see, right? The one that people really uses. He's the only one that doesn't have guaranteed triple. So we want to make it as close as possible to get him to almost guaranteed, right? So that's probably the reason why. And then he was saying that it was pretty good. So yeah, that's probably another thing I want to mention. I totally forgot to mention yesterday. I'm sorry because yeah, I was in a rush at that time. But other than that, I think that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Nightmare 200 is a bitch. You can probably try to full auto it if you want, but the thing that I probably should mention, that if you're wondering whether you should match 150 or 200, you have to take in consideration of how long it takes you for you to clear Nightmare 150 versus the likes of 200. Okay, so that's the things that you have to take in consideration. So say for example, right, you have to just imagine that say for example, like your Nightmare 150 takes like 1 minute to clear, right? Versus your Nightmare 200 took like, say 5 minutes or something to clear, right? Because you have a lot of problems with the Nightmare 200 triggers and such. So if you finish it in 5 minutes, but you somehow finish it in Nightmare 150 in 1 minute, it's still technically better to mash 150. It is not meat efficient, but you're still getting a whole lot more honors per minute. The reason that being is because the total amount of honors, if I recall correctly, in the Nightmare 150 is around 4 million plus, right? And then for Nightmare 200 is around like, let's just round it up to like 10 billion, right? It's around like 10 billion. So it's like you need to do three Nightmare 150s to beat the Nightmare 200. So if you're saying that if you kill it in 1 minute, you just need to spend 3 minutes to clear the 150, and you're already overshooting the amount of honors versus when you do Nightmare 200, right? So that's the reason, one of the main reasons why I hardly give a fuck about Nightmare 200, because I'm quite certain all the homeworks that we've seen, most likely, I don't think it's even shown, because they don't really want to show off their opponents, their strats, because they're all fighting right now. So I don't really think that I could even replicate the stuff that they have, because it's most likely it has something to do with either having Ilsa or the likes of having 3 ES, like 3 ES as in this, yeah, this one, right? You need probably that or Shalim Axis or whatever, all the stuff that I do not have. So that's why I just kind of, you know what, say screw it, because I can finish within like around 50 plus seconds on my Nightmare 150. It's just better off I just spam 150, right? Because if I want to get a more efficient honors per minute, and I want to be efficient in my meat usage as well, right? I need to finish, the fastest I need to finish, maybe like give or take, the time that I need to take in Nightmare 200 to beat my 150 is around 3 minutes. Around 3 minutes clear, and I'm very certain that's not going to happen. So I was like, that's why, you know what, screw that. I'm not gonna deal with that. Screw that. The boss is just a pain in the ass. It's just the same as last Guild War as well, so screw that shit. Yep, just screw that. I'm just gonna stay with 150 and I'm already finished. Yep, it only took me 4 hours of pain, but yeah, I'm done. I'm pretty safe in top 80k too, I'm sure. Yeah, see, I'm pretty safe, and top 80k is 920. Yeah, I'm pretty safe. And this is only day 3 too, which is one of the main reasons why I'm also technically kind of like farming a little bit more meat right now, because I was like down to like 600 after I was done. So I was trying, okay, you know what, I think I have to refarm meat for tomorrow. Because if not, I probably do not have enough meat for tomorrow. I probably should, yeah. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So either way, I think that's all I can really share with you today. If you guys didn't know, I'm still streaming. If you see this video on YouTube, I'm probably streaming until like, I don't know, like evening-ish, because that's usually how it tends to be in Guild War, during Guild War, if you didn't know that. But yeah, I'm still streaming. So good luck anyway. Good luck with your Guild War on day 3 and day 4. You won't be seeing me on day 4 because I'll just be streaming. I won't really be putting anything on YouTube. Okay. Alright. Good luck. Bye.